You're watching the streaming broadcast of Merit in the Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race 2009, and it's time for the highlights and insights.
Brought to you by Launch Me In.
Hey folks, this is SVSvideo.tv and I'm Muzzer. It just finished a short while back. I've been busy packing up the boat as they're coming into the dock. I just found their berth allocation of swinging around to Park Stern 2. So as the intensity of the race fades, I'll be looking forward to hot showers and warm food, and a few well-deserved drinks as well. Alright, in a moment we'll cross over to Cody Kaiser, who's talking with skipper Leo Rodriguez.
Basically 2 days of very, very light weather, very light and variable weather, generally on the nose. So we didn't get any running conditions at all. We didn't get to put our spinnakers up really until we got in the river here in the Derwent. Other than that, we had quite a bit of breeze here on the last day. We had a 25 to 30 knot southwesterly, a couple of southeasterly, varying around to the southwest. And that was quite a strong breeze. And that actually, the last 150 miles or so, we did that with that quite strong breeze. Otherwise, if we hadn't got that today, we'd still be out there. It was a very, very light race overall, but yeah, it was quite strong conditions.
So what's morale like when you've got a race with those sort of conditions?
Yeah, it's a lot of work to keep the morale up.
Yeah.
It's very hard. People start sort of getting quite. Well, let's just snap at each other because everyone wants to go fast. It's very, very hard to do that when you've got no wind and you're in a yacht race.
So I've heard you're a great skipper. So how do you manage that? Like, how do you keep that happening?
Oh, look, I think it's just look, it's like any other team, really. There's 18 people on board, and it's like 18 people in a rugby team, you know, or 18 people in a soccer team, or any team, really. It's just a team of people. And I suppose my job is to get the best out of everybody on board and make sure that everybody on board gets along with everybody else. And hopefully we can all get to the other end, all still being really good friends and have a really good party about the whole experience.
Yeah. So people get really close, like you build a really strong team?
Yeah, look, depending on the race, obviously. I mean, like I say, this race wasn't a particularly hard race, but we had... more people walking by.
Good, say hello.
Alright, we'll see you shortly.
No.
See you later. See you soon.
Bye-bye. Everyone's so happy to see everyone else on the deck. It's just lovely, isn't it?
Oh, these guys are great. Black Bear's done about 30 Hobarts.
Has he? Was he on this one?
No. But he's the father of our navigator.
He's a father of... Is your navigator quite young?
Yeah, he's quite young. I suppose he'd be 30.
Oh, okay.
30.
And he did a good job?
Yeah, he's brilliant.
He's brilliant?
Yeah, really good. Key member on the boat, really.
So, Leo, what are the key members on the boat? The navigator, the skipper?
Oh, look, obviously the skipper. The navigator is the number 2 man on the boat because he's basically saying, you know, we should go here or we should go there. We should get a wind shift here or we should get a wind shift there. Local knowledge certainly comes into it, coming into Tasmania.
So how does the navigator source this knowledge while they're on the boat? Are they...
It depends. There's different ways of getting knowledge. We basically have a weather plan before we start, and we have a plan of what we should be doing in the race based on the weather report or weather forecast, and then based on whether that changes or not is whether our plan changes or not. Okay. Generally speaking, you make a plan before you leave, and you pretty much stick to it because the weather doesn't really change.
Okay.
In this race, the weather did change. Just about every forecast was different.
Yeah.
So it was quite a challenging race for routing wise. It was quite a challenging race.
Okay.
Normally you can pretty much route your race before you leave.
Yep.
This one wasn't really like that at all.
So you were thinking on your feet as you were going?
Pretty much, yeah. As we were getting our forecasts in, we were changing the plan.
No. So highlights, Leo?
The highlights, well, for this race, the highlights was actually getting a bit of wind.
Yeah.
I mean, we, although it was on the nose and it was, uncomfortable at times.
We need our light.
Uncomfortable at times. We had 25 to 30 knots on the nose. But all of a sudden, it became a Sydney to Hobart race.
Yeah.
Right up until that point, it was a bit of a picnic.
Yeah.
And it was very, very light.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that blow that we had, like I said, we'd still be out there.
Oh, wow. So on that note, how do you do the food and water? I keep hearing a bit about that.
Food and water gets... obviously you have your food and water based on how long you think the race is going to go for.
Yeah.
If you think it's going to go for 3 days, generally based on the capabilities of the boat, you then plan for 3 days of food and water.
Yeah.
Plus a little bit extra.
Yeah.
We planned for, we hoped to be here within 2.5 days based on previous performances of the boat and the race in general. That's how long we should take to get here. But again, that's all based on weather. And, so we always carry at least 3.5 days of food and water.
Yeah.
So as it turned out, we ate everything that was on the boat and we drank all the water that was on the boat.
Oh, okay.
We literally
took up your ration. Yeah. And I was just got to tell you, that was a beautiful story about your daughter when you were sailing out of Hobart, and she must have been on a spectator boat.
That's right.
Yeah, and you and Terry, and she was, and it relayed. And I thought, it just must be, this is the whole world behind the whole yacht race that supports it and makes it tick along, and supportive wives, and children missing out on seeing their fathers and all that sort of thing. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
so you must look forward to seeing them.
It was it's just hard to. My daughter's just turned 4, and she's just sort of worked out that she's actually only just noticing that when I leave.
Yeah.
And it was just hard to. She was on the rail of this spectator boat crying. It's the first time she's done it, and it was quite hard. It really was quite hard. I mean, it really, really was quite hard.
So you look forward to seeing them all?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
She was here to meet me last year.
Oh.
And unfortunately.
Actually, I saw that photo.
Yeah, that's right.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. So this year she's not here to meet us. So but I look forward to meeting her.
You've been watching the highlights and insights of merit in the Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race 2009 on the streaming broadcast powered by Streaming Video Systems.
Brought to you by Lock Me In.